I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Wednesday, March 18th. Today, a call to action.
This is about accountability, and that accountability belongs with the government.
Why a grieving Manitoba family is demanding urgent changes to our healthcare system. Also today, a daring drug bust. How Northern authorities staged a risky 3-day operation. Plus, putting down their books. Why 6,000 students are converging on Canada Life Centre. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. More than a year after a Manitoba woman died waiting for heart surgery, her family says not much has changed in our healthcare system. In August of 2024, doctors told Debbie Fuster she needed life-saving triple bypass surgery, and it needed to happen within 3 weeks. 2 months later, while still waiting for that surgery, the mother and grandmother died at her home in Niverville, an outcome her family says could have been avoided had she not had to wait so long. Standing by live with an update tonight is CTV's Joseph Bernacki. So Joseph, since Fuster's death, what kind of medical reform has her family been pushing for?
Well, Marilee, the family called on the provincial government to adopt a law called Debbie's Law. The legislation would require healthcare providers to tell patients who are waiting for life-saving surgeries how long the wait would be and what the maximum recommended wait time is. Since sharing their recommendations, Debbie's daughter says new information surrounding her mom's death has been discovered.
We were recently presented with the results of an internal inquiry. At its core, what led to Mom's death is tragically simple and preventable: an error. A booking form was filled out incorrectly, and her file was placed in the wrong pile. Human error. But human error should not cost someone their life, not in a system that should be designed to provide a safety net. This is about accountability, and that accountability belongs with the government.
Fuster's daughter, Colleen Dick, also commented on the NDP's new health bill, Bill 27, which is the Declaration of Principles for Patient Health Care Act. She says there are good components, such as a patient safety charter and patient advocates, but she feels more needs to be done in terms of internal accountability. Meantime, Health Minister Uzoma Asagwara says they appreciate the family's positive comments on the bill, adding the government is trying to streamline communication pathways to patients.
So that legislation also spells out a new approach for patient advocacy officers. These are people who, in the case of maybe the Fuster family or another family, if they had questions about their care, they're not getting clarity around the process, this is somebody that they can reach out to, or they could have reached out to, who could have acted immediately to get them the answers that they need, that would be accountable to them in that process. And so, you know, we've done and we're doing the work on the cardiac side.
The health minister also says cardiac surgeries are always a top priority for Manitobans.
Joseph, what else is the government doing to prevent situations like Fuster's from happening?
Well, Marilee, Minister Asagwara says the province is working to re-establish the Cardiac Centre of Excellence that it says the previous administration dismantled, and that the next budget will relay its commitment to cardiac care.
All right, thanks for this, Joseph. A 3-day police operation targeting drug trafficking in the north has resulted in 5 arrests. RCMP and members of Manitoba First Nations Police Service enforced 6 search warrants at the end of February at homes in the Paw and Opaskwayak Cree Nation. Officers seized cocaine, methamphetamine, ammunition, cash, and drug paraphernalia. Those arrested range in age from 19 to 34. 3 are from OCN, while the other 2 are from Puckatawagan First Nation and Winnipeg. Charges include possession for the purpose of trafficking, possession of a weapon while prohibited, and possession of the proceeds of crime. Police say this is an ongoing investigation and more arrests and charges are expected. Premier Wab Kinew finds himself in a familiar position as the Angus Reid Institute released its quarterly popularity poll. Kinew remains the most popular premier in the country, with his support rising 3 points to 61% approval rating. He's one of just 3 premiers to enjoy majority support, the others being New Brunswick's Susan Holt and Saskatchewan's Scott Moe. At the other end of the spectrum, Quebec's Francois Legault comes in last with the approval of just a quarter of his province. Meantime, support for Tim Houston of Nova Scotia has plunged 11 points following a $1.2 billion projected deficit this fiscal year. 4,005 Canadian adults were polled online between March 11th and 17th for the survey, which has a margin of error here in Manitoba of plus or minus 5 percentage points. Thousands of students set down their books today and put on hockey jerseys for a different kind of learning. 6,000 Project 11 students converged on Canada Life Centre to watch the Manitoba Moose take on the Milwaukee Admirals today. It's the second of 2 school day games this season designed to place a focus on mental health and relaxation techniques.
We'll learn about mental health is important.
It's really nice to have the conversation in the rink. You'll see student interviews on the Jumbotron. Some of our students sang the anthem today. Some of our students are leading the Zumba and movement breaks. So it's just a really great day highlighting an important conversation.
This is the 7th Project 11 school day game. While the students we spoke with were hoping for a win, sad to say the Moose were shut out by the Admirals. Let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Temperatures have thawed a bit. Finally.
I told you, by Wednesday we should be getting back to normal and back up above freezing, and we did. And out at the airport, 1 degree the highest temperature, but I'm hearing from other folks out there who have temperature gauges in their backyards, for example, that it got quite a bit warmer. It really depended where you were in Winnipeg and across the south. A much milder day today, back to where temperatures ought to be for this time of year. I'll show you how long that will last and when the next chance is that we could see some snow coming through. You didn't think we were done with that just yet, did you? Well, probably not, and I'll show you why. The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, it's cloudy. We did have some light freezing rain and some light snow that passed through this morning, but cloudy now. We've slipped back below freezing, -1 out there. Winds out of the north-northeast at 15 kilometers an hour, giving us a wind chill that feels like -5. The pressure's rising and the humidity is at 81%. Now out on the roads. Yeah, all those folks out on the St. James Bridge, hopefully they topped up their windshield wiper fluid. If you haven't done that yet, you're going to want to do that too.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Iran struck a major natural gas facility today in Qatar, which spiked the price of oil again. The state-owned refinery took a hit and extensive damage is reported. This deepens the Middle East crisis, which most had hoped would end with a reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. But if major outputs are crippled, recovery will take longer. Here are the closing numbers for the day. Canadian dollar is down to 72.86. West Texas Intermediate is up over $2 to 98.44. Western Canadian Select is up to 77.85, and the TSX lost over 600 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Merle Fernandez.
Manitoba's population fell for the second straight quarter to round out 2025. That's according to a new report by Statistics Canada, which found nearly 2,000 fewer people are calling our province home compared to the third quarter. The losses in the second half of the year wiped out gains in the first half for a net loss of almost 6,000 people in 2025. That's due in large part to plunging rates of international migration, which for the first time in at least 50 years has dipped into negative territory. The trend is being seen right across the country after Ottawa announced plans to dramatically reduce the number of temporary residents in Canada. A big boost today for a First Nations-led affordable housing project.
I'm here in my official capacity to officially announce the $91 million investment through the Affordable Housing Fund of Canada.
That money will be used to build an apartment building on the Nowe-Odena, located at the former Capion Barracks. The project, which is named Home is Here, will provide 260 new homes. 109 of those units will have affordable rents below the median market rate for the area.
Andayan Oma is at site, and for me, it's a very important thing that we acknowledge that the work, when we talk about Home is Here, we talk about that work that we've done in the past, then the trials and tribulations that we've had to overcome.
The project has a 60% Indigenous workforce. It's expected to be completed in 2028. A downtown hotel is closing its doors to guests this summer to undergo a renovation. Work has been ongoing over the past 2 years to update the Fairmont Hotel, but the next phase of construction requires it to close on July 1st. The renovation will include a remodeling of all 340 guest rooms, the lounge, pool, and gym. The hotel lobby bar and Velvet Glove restaurant are also being reimagined. The Fairmont Hotel is expected to reopen in the spring of 2027. Canada's real estate market remained cool through February, but warmed up slightly at the end of the month. The Canadian Real Estate Association says the number of homes that changed hands last month was about 8% lower than February of last year. Well, it's been a quiet start to 2026. The association's senior economist believes pent-up demand will translate into sales by the end of the year. The national average sale price also dropped slightly in February compared to a year ago, down to just under $664,000. With the World Cup less than 3 months away, Iran is trying to move its matches out of the U.S. to Mexico. Iran says it is negotiating with FIFA to move its group stage games. The request comes after President Trump welcomed the team to participate, but also discouraged them from doing so, citing safety concerns. Canada, Mexico, and the United States host the World Cup starting in June.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Spotlight sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Brad Williams, the Tall Tales Tour.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and a German-Italian comedian will bring the laughs when she makes a stop here in Winnipeg this fall.
That's right. Laura Ramoso, who is best known for her live sketches and viral impressions, is coming to town.
I have an exciting announcement. You're pregnant. No, darn. You are doing a PhD. No, you finally decide to put makeup. It's a dough and it's sour. È la mia password, papà. I know, you're pregnant. I'm going back out on tour. On tour? Starting with Australia.
Her characters, like German mom and Italian dad, have amassed over 3.5 million followers. They'll join Ramoso when she brings her Calm Down tour to the Burton Cummings Theatre on Saturday, November 7th. Tickets for the show go on sale this Friday through Ticketmaster.
Well, if your spidey sense is tingling, it just might be onto something.
That's right. The trailer was just released for Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other.
It takes place in a world that's forgotten Peter Parker's true identity. Aside from Tom Holland, who plays the titular web-slinging hero, there's a number of familiar faces returning to the series. Zendaya is back as MJ, Mark Ruffalo plays Bruce Banner, and John Bernthal as Punisher. It hits theaters July 31st.
And speaking of Zendaya, she's featured in another new trailer that also just dropped.
That's right. The official teaser trailer for Dune Part 3 is out now.
If we have a girl, what will we name her?
That's Zendaya. She's very busy. The movie is directed and co-written by Canadian filmmaker Denis Villeneuve. It's a stacked lineup, too, with Timothée Chalamet, Jason Momoa, Rebecca Ferguson, and Florence Pugh. It hits theaters December 18th.
Ratings for this year's Oscars are in, and they're the lowest since 2022.
Variety reports about 18 million viewers tuned in on ABC or Hulu. That's down 9% from last year, despite praise for Conan O'Brien's hosting. Nielsen also reports declines in viewership for other recent award shows.
Well, one person who did enjoy the Oscars was Michael B. Jordan.
Did he ever? For good reason. And he wasn't putting on airs after his prestigious win for Best Actor. Michael B. Jordan took a pit stop at In-N-Out Burger after the Academy Awards with his Oscar in hand, of course. Staff and fans crowded around cheering while he enjoyed a meal at the fast food joint, and he even took time to chat with restaurant goers between bites.
Yeah, that's outings kind of turned into a tradition for the winners. And did you happen to see the snack boxes that were given to guests at the Oscars, Colleen?
I saw one picture, but it just looked like chips from all I could see.
It was, yeah, they were calling it like the Ozempic box. It had like a bottle of water and like some pretzels or something.
That's
so
funny.
He probably needed a good burger.
Yeah, no kidding. Good for him, though. He's earned it.
Malcolm is about to jump back in the middle, they say.
Apparently so. And after nearly 2 decades, the Malcolm in the Middle reboot is almost here.
Yeah, I look different. But hey, everything about me is different. I have a girlfriend. And the best thing in the whole world, my daughter, Leah.
Dad, quit it.
My life is fantastic now.
Malcolm's all grown up.
He sure is, isn't he? Malcolm in the Middle, Life's Still Unfair, stars most of the original cast and writers. In it, Malcolm is a dad now, living with his daughter and girlfriend, but now he has to face the family he's been trying to avoid. The reboot was originally announced back in 2024. It's set to start streaming on April 10th.
Looks like the whole family's making an appearance, too, which is kind of fun.
It is cool.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Coming up tonight on your primetime lineup, The Masked Singer kicks things off at 7. Fear Factor House of Fear is at 8. Shark Tank comes next at 9. And catch the new season of Scrubs at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
A live look right now at Donald Street. Very light traffic for inbound traffic heading onto the Midtown Bridge. A different story, pretty backed up for folks heading toward Confusion Corner along Donald. Right now in the city, it's cloudy and -1 degree.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
Well, it's not every day you spot a meteor in the sky, let alone one that makes a loud noise.
It was just like a boom, like that. Like, bah!
I love this guy. NASA said the fireball was first spotted above Lake Erie earlier this week. The piece of space rock was part of an asteroid that weighed 7 tons, which is about 15,000 pounds. And that was before it broke apart. It fragmented into meteorites over Cleveland, and the meteor could be seen several states away. NASA later confirmed it was a meteor that was nearly 6 feet in diameter.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
I have a feeling our weather boom guy might go viral for that comment.
I bet that guy tells a great story.
I bet he does, yes.
Very enthusiastic. And he may be enthusiastic about the temperatures today finally back up to normal. I know a lot of folks were feeling some relief, but also feeling a few snowflakes, maybe a little bit of freezing rain, especially this morning here in Winnipeg. We thought there might be a band of both passing through, and it looks like that's exactly what happened. Didn't last long. It's been cloudy for much of the day. Temperatures back up above freezing and back up to where they ought to be for this time of year. And overall, it looks like temperatures will remain pretty mild. A little bit of bouncing around here and there. And of course, we will have some changing conditions. No surprise there. In northwestern Ontario, a little cloudy there too, but you can see that freezing rain that came through Winnipeg several hours ago. It headed off to the southeast, and it looks like for the most part it is now on the other side of the international border. On the other side of the provincial border in Kenora, -1. Here in Winnipeg, 0. Same thing for Portage La Prairie and Brandon. Roblin also 0 degrees. It's just 0. In Dauphin, -3, -9 right now in Thompson, and in Churchill, -21 there. So you can see that precipitation pulling off into Ontario. A few clouds here right over the Winnipeg area, but you can see clear north of the city and across much of the north. Up in the northeast, you might see a few flurries there and some cloudy conditions as we head into the evening. By the time we hit midnight, the sky will be starting to clear. As you may have noticed earlier, I had mentioned that the pressure was rising. That means the sky is going to start to clear over the next few hours. A mild overnight low, certainly compared to the last few nights, if you remember, very, very cold earlier this week. We get in the overnight hours Wednesday into Thursday morning. Again, there's the potential for some mixed precipitation to just creep into southwestern Manitoba, and then by commute time, that band of snow with a little bit of freezing rain on its southern flank may pass through the south, including through Winnipeg. There's the possibility of it. But as we get into Thursday afternoon, look at this. We can see an increasing chance of freezing rain there and a little bit of snow too further to the north, really across the northwest into east central Manitoba and then off into northwestern Ontario with freezing rain and outright snow showers with pretty mild temperatures there. Overnight we go Thursday into Friday. Friday morning, some snow across the north and a little bit of freezing rain there in the south. Now we'll get some more snow by the looks of it on the weekend. I'll show you that in just a moment. For tonight, though, mostly cloudy. We drop down to -9 degrees. Winds, they'll be shifting direction throughout the course of the evening and overnight, but for the bulk of the night out of the east at 15 kilometers an hour. The strength of the winds will be sustained throughout the night at about 15 kilometers an hour. Strong south winds developing tomorrow. Mix of sun and cloud in the afternoon after a cloudy start to the day, up to +4 degrees. That's back up above normal. 4 degrees again on Friday, cloudy with a slight chance of showers. Snow looks likely on Sunday, although the forecast models are a little in somewhat of disagreement as to how likely that will be that we'll see it. -1, -4 on Sunday, cloudy, up to +2 on Monday, -5 by Tuesday. Our first weather photo takes us up near Stonewall, where Phil said it was a little bit icy there. You can see where the school buses are parked. Bit of an icy start to the day, and this beauty was spotted here in Winnipeg by Alan. Send us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. A canine coach bus in England is getting special attention.
It's incredible. We have people throwing themselves at the windows in cafes trying to get our attention. We have people running down the road taking photographs.
Yeah, you're about to see why. This bus has been fully converted with dog beds and harnesses to keep all these pups safe on the road. The service is run by dog lover Laura Mohan. She picks up your dog for a ride before taking them on a run with some other dogs in the countryside. This sounds like a dream job.
Yeah.
For a dog lover.
Sure.
Look how fun it looks.
It's a dog's life.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, and they got a pretty cool ride.
Absolutely. Bunch of friends. Get to play all day.
All right, that does it for us this hour. Back at 6 with more local news. Hope to see you then.